What's up, mortgage coach community? Dave Savage sitting down with Heath Barnes out of Houston, Texas. What's up, Heath?
What's going on, Dave?
Just rocking it out, working out of Portland, and going to be in Austin next week. Not too
Nice.
far from you, right?
Yeah, not too far. Austin's a great place.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to it. So I want to talk about how you use a mortgage coach. We recently rolled out Mortgage Coach at your company, and thank you for being an advocate and a leader to get corporate to go, hey, we got to roll out Mortgage Coach to make it available to everyone. So thank you for that. I want to talk about how you're using Mortgage Coach right now, because I know you have a team. A couple of things I know for sure, because you told me you closed 25 loans, or you and your team closed 25 loans last month. Is that right?
Correct.
And then I know that you are a red belt. You've done over 1,000 TCAs. So you're at 1,550 TCAs, and you and your team created 58 last month. So you guys are clearly getting after it.
Yes,
Let's just start with why do you use Mortgage Coach, and then let's get into how to.
So I use Mortgage Coach to separate myself from the competition and show up as a professional. So I've been using it, as long as I've been in the business. And I think it makes it really easy for you to review the options with the client, and you're reviewing just the items that they want to know: payment, how much down. And then if you're doing a refinance, it's even easier. So, and I'll show you on these examples why I think it's a game changer.
Love it. So just takeaway for anyone, it's to be a differentiator. And then I heard fast. It's making my ability to look professional easier and faster. That's what it comes down to.
For sure.
And then who creates the total cost analysis, you or someone on your team?
Yeah, it's always someone on my team.
Got it. So they're doing, and has that always been like that from day one? Or did you learn how to do it and then train your team?
Yeah, no, I learned how to do it and then train the team to do it as well. So I still from time to time hop in there and knock one out if need be. So
yeah. Nice. And then what about the baton pass back and forth? I mean, you're running a relay, like you're doing something, they're doing something, you're doing something. You guys are passing this baton back and forth. What is your process? Like, do you meet with the client and then give notes to your team on what to create a TCA, or, who starts it and how are those notes documented and how they go back and forth?
Yeah. So generally, I'll meet with the client without a mortgage coach, and then someone on my team will be on the call. We're now, just like everyone else, is just doing Zoom. And after we do the application call with the client, then I generally will schedule the next call to go over options with them. And as soon as the application call is over, I'll then tell the loan partner, these are the options we want to look at, and this is why. So,
got it. And to be clear on you're running a team. You're doing over 200 loans a year. What was your loan production last year like?
Last year, I closed a little more than 120 million, and as a branch, we did about 240.
Wow! Congratulations! Yeah. And then you're running a team. You have a branch, and then are you also a regional leader where you're building a platform of loan officers, but you're producing obviously over 100 million a year?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, congrats on that. That's incredible production. So let's get into some samples. You want to start with a purchase or a refi? And I know I've got, I think, one of each on my screen. Which one do you want to kind of walk us through first?
I'll let you pick.
All right. Well, since we are in a hot purchase market, let's start with a purchase. And hopefully you can see that on my screen right now.
Yeah. So generally, when I'm doing a mortgage coach, I always put together at least 3 different options for a client to look at. And we usually start with the lowest interest rate first. We don't always offer the same options. It really just depends on the client's situation. On this particular mortgage coach, option number 1 is just a regular 30-year mortgage. And this is with a couple of points on a 30-year. So that's option number one. And so sometimes what I'll do is instead of putting option number one, we'll put the term at the top. And so we might put 30-year / 2 points. Second option would be a 30-year / 1 point. And then third option would be a 30-year no points. And I generally do that based on how long the client is going to live in the house is going to help me determine what's the best option for them. Most clients want the lowest interest rate, but that's not always the best way to go. So understanding how long they're going to live in the house will help you determine which option is best for them. So,
no, I couldn't agree more. And the most common scenarios I see, guys, are either interest rate options like this, and it could just be to show the family like, hey, here's really low, medium, high, and it's, you don't know what the rate's going to be, but you're helping them shop rates and letting them know here's your high. It could be down payment options. It could be purchase price options.
right.
One recommendation I make, if you do purchase price options, you should always turn this long-term to showing the net worth, so that you're always going beyond the mortgage, beyond the rate, beyond the loan.
Yeah.
By the way, I was reading in the Daily Shred today, and they showcased this company called LoanSnap, and I thought this was pretty interesting from a consumer perspective. They're saying we go beyond rates. Other lenders just focus on rates, but hey, here at LoanSnap, we're looking at all of your debt, and it made me think. What LoanSnap is, the promise they're making here is the same promise that a mortgage coach can make. It's like, we go beyond rate. Like most lenders focus on rates. They give you a fee worksheet. We focus on total cost of ownership. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, as a loan officer, you get the unique ability to look at someone, I like to call it financially undressed. Not even their financial advisor gets to see their debts. And so when I'm putting together a total cost analysis, I'm going to look at how much money they have in the bank, what could we pay off to determine what I'm going to put on the mortgage coach. And generally, I'm going to listen to the client. They have an idea of what they want, and I always put that option first, and then I'll add the second and third option after that, and even a fourth if need be. So, I'm reading the client, right? So if I'm on a call with a client and we go over the options, and they don't want to talk anymore, like they don't want to go into the details. Not everyone does, but this is great if someone wants to go into the details. If they want to go into, how much money am I saving? What are my closing costs?
You could click on this. It could be really high level,
Yeah.
or the client could click on it, or you could click on it. You can use what we call our live product. So if I was logged into this as a loan officer, I'm currently logged in as a consumer, but if I was logged in on your side, I can make this move. Like, it's live and interactive. I can change rates. I can click on this. So let's talk about a refi. Is this a pretty typical refi that you do? Tell us a little bit about the story and the strategy.
Yes. So this is what we do on every refinance. So we'll put together where they currently are, and then considering how low interest rates are, we'll show them a 30-year. And then we'll show them the second option is we're going to keep them on the same amortization schedule, right? So most people, when they're refinancing, the first thing they say is, well, I don't want to start over. And so that's why we show them the 23-year option, which keeps them on the same amortization schedule. And the last option matches the payment of the original mortgage. And so why that's important is if you're trying to sell a refinance, it's easier to sell years than it is rate or payment. So you can see they're going to save, 3 years on this option. So
yeah, and then I like how you showed savings over 60 months,
Yeah.
interest savings over 15 years. So, what looks like a $300 a month savings is a tens of thousands of dollars savings and the potential to pay off your home faster. What about, do you ever do this where, current column A might be the 30-year refi, and then column B or column, C or D, you're doing pick a pay where you're showing a reinvestment strategy, and you're, instead of doing a different amortization, you're saying, hey, get the 30-year, but
Yeah.
you have the choice to pay it off faster. Do you ever show that?
I don't. One of the nice things about being on this call today with you is I'm learning a lot of tips on Mortgage Coach that I didn't know before. But no, that's a great idea, the reinvestment option. So,
Well, what you're doing's got you where you're at, and obviously you're doing really well. You're a grandmaster, but hey, we can always get better. I would love to have Tina schedule a call and do kind of a workflow optimization. Make sure you
yeah.
know all the latest and greatest things. Uh, you know, let's kind of go into a wrap up mode. How long does it take you to create one of these TCAs, or your team to do it? Like how much time does it take?
I mean, 5 to 8 minutes if they know which options they're putting together. One of the nice features that is integrated is we have all the closing costs. It's pre-programmed, and then you can just copy each option over. The hardest part is just learning the system in the very beginning. But if you learn the system in the beginning, you're going to have an easier time reviewing selling loans to clients for sure.
So just pro tip for everyone, what he was referring to are templates, and we have fee templates. So you could have a fee worksheet template. We have loan program templates, and then there's strategy templates. And once you set up your templates, and it's easy to do, and you could do it as you go. Like, hey, I create a scenario. Oh, I want to make that a template. Oh, I do a lot of these FHA versus conventional. Let's make that a template.
Yeah.
I do a lot of single premium MI analysis with it. Oh, let's make that a strategy template. So just remember to use strategy templates. Any closing thoughts, Heath? Any words for whether you're talking to a branch manager who wants to adopt Mortgage Coach and wants his team to, or whether you're talking to a loan officer that's like, oh, this looks like a good idea, but any recommendations on your side?
Yeah, if you're not using Mortgage Coach and you go up against somebody that is, it's going to be really tough to compete. It just screams professionalism. You look more like a financial advisor. It just loans a lot of credibility. I've been lucky. I've been using it for more than 15 years, and every loan officer I see, I'm like, how are you one of our options with clients and not using Mortgage Coach? So I'm a huge fan. And I think the best thing you can do if you're not using Mortgage Coach and you're not happy with your production, that's probably your next step.
So and that now, guys, if you want to be the best, you got to be a Mortgage Coach. And if you want to be able to say, hey, my advice in education makes a difference and it's the best, you got to be a Mortgage Coach. We'll train you. There'll be a link down below to sign up. If you're with a company that has a corporate relationship, reach out to whoever that is at your organization, or you can reach out to Mortgage Coach. You can email me at Dave@Mortgage Coach.
And let me just say before we wrap up, one of the best things about being a part of the Mortgage Coach community is what you do on a weekly basis, is putting together these classes with great producers. And, it's a, easy coaching session that any loan officer could take. I just appreciate what you're doing, Dave.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for being a great leader in the community. I know you also supported the Modern Real Estate Summit that Win by Noon put on. So thank you for being an ambassador of that event. By the way, how has that gone for you? Has that helped you have some better conversations with agents and deliver some value?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that was a great event, and we used it just to invite a ton of agents to go. And man, I can't wait for the next one.
Well, remember the fortune is in the follow up. So we're seeing a lot of loan officers focus on a specific session, and then how are they? For example, this Friday we're going to have Jonathan Roach, who had one of the presentations, and he's going to talk about, hey, how could you take his presentation and have a realtor meeting now, because
Yeah.
that pass is still available to you. And then there will be a 1-year pass that's available next month. So just stay tuned. We'll be talking about that this Friday.
Cool.
All right,
Exciting.
man. Appreciate you, brother.
All right.
Have a good one, guys. If you got value from this, give us a like down below, share it with your mortgage friends. And this is a wrap.